Okay. Are we good?
Go.
I think so.
All right. Where would Tomo find a gnat?
She's not downstairs.
Okay. Well then, here I am in the upstairs. It's gonna look like I'm in the wall, but
Okay.
I'll put you guys on the upstairs map one sec.
okay.
You hold on. Yeah. She is basically walking down. Oh, sorry.
I can't control my son.
Oh no.
I can control gnats,
As
but
if you're
not
not being able to control your own body.
awful because I'm.
No.
First of all, it's not terrible, but at the same time, I've exchanged control with a Natalie instead.
I've also gained control of the Tomo.
What the fuck?
It's time.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So anyway,
time.
no. When are you wanting to talk to her?
I would definitely give it a day so that we can at least settle down.
Okay.
The long as a night we had.
Yeah. So she'd probably be in her room then, in that case.
Yeah, you get a knock.
Yeah.
Slowly opens. Hey.
Hey, come on in.
Close the door. Wanted to talk about what happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's got on your case already about not telling us everything. I'm not gonna do that. Because, to me, I've made my fair share of bad decisions here. So I can't come at you and tell you did something bad. But, I am just gonna say that, regardless of what they say, you did what you thought was right.
Yeah, I know.
Want to make that clear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard you and Henderson arguing upstairs. I don't know what about, but and it doesn't think you did the right thing.
It's not that. It was something else. It became connected to that, but we've talked about it since, and the matter's settled.
Okay. Well, regardless, just remember that.
I know.
Oh, it might not seem like a great decision at times. I'm still gonna try and at least support it, even though I didn't have nearly as many resources to deal with it. That's fine. I tried, and we somehow did it.
We did do it, Tomo.
It's unbelievable that we did, but
I know. But on reflection, I do appreciate you saying that. But that's not something like I can forget easily. Like I know. Believe me, I know. But I didn't make the right choice. I might have thought I did in the moment, but hindsight's 20/20, and looking back on things, I made the wrong decision and acted on the assumptions that I'd made wrongly. while my reasoning may have been in part sound, particularly like during the night, looking back on it, there were so many other better choices I could have made.
Well, keep in mind, we barely got any breaks that entire day. So I'm not surprised that it affected decision making at all.
Thanks, Domo.
I had an idea that I wanted to throw at you, because it just hit me. Since we need to deal with Finnegan, we really need to deal with him.
Yeah, we do.
I was wondering if there was a way, possibly, that I could somehow get a hold of Vane and see if Vane would know anything. Anything that could help us against him. If she knows anything about him.
That's not a bad idea.
See, but the problem with that is I don't know how to,
trigger it,
induce that.
Yeah,
if it's able to be induced.
Me neither. From what Finnegan, we talked quite a lot, and I did ask him a little bit more about the nature of the connection that we have, at least, and he told me it was largely for my benefit. Like when I needed to know something that he knew. Now, whether or not that's completely true or not, I don't know. Because
well, as much as I don't want to admit it, everything he told you that night was true for the most part.
It was, yeah.
So I'm not going to be surprised if that itself was true. Because if he told the truth to you about everything that happened and was going to happen that night if we went to Liz's, and everything that he said was basically right, I don't really see a reason why he'd lie about just the smallest thing like that.
No.
But it could be very wrong. Because I have no idea how he works.
He's to an extent self-aware, but at the same time, I don't want to have to trust him.
As much as I don't like the idea of it myself, he definitely gave us some valuable information.
He did. I'm not disputing that. I never would. It would be stupid to. As far as you and Vane go, though, you haven't connected with her since December, though, right?
I haven't heard anything from her since then. That's why, if there would be a time where I could talk to her, now would be an amazing time. Then I can see if she'd be willing to give something about Finnegan out.
The connection was made by... It's kind of the byproduct of what happened when Aubrey confronted Vane. Like the fact that it's as sustained as it is. It was a byproduct of Vane's power feeding into the pre-existing work that Aubrey did, giving those memories to us. And if that's the case, then maybe the connection works the same way for you too. Again, I don't know if that's for certain, but if it worked the same way for both of this before. It should work the same way for both of us. Again, the question is, would she know that you would want to, or not even want to, need to know?
That is a good question.
I think therein will lie our answer, to be honest. Actually, I'm glad we're having this conversation now because it means that we can both more properly plan for if the connection does happen again for either one of us.
Yeah, especially if there's something to the extent of what just happened with Finnegan.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't mean to say everything that they said already, but definitely if it happens again, I think we should know immediately.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Doesn't matter the context or anything.
Yep.
If they talk to either of us, we need to tell them.
Yep, totally. Completely agree on that one.
Especially if it's something as important as what Finnegan gave to you.
Yeah. Yep. Completely agree.
I don't know. I could probably talk to Cheney and see if she'd know a way. I mean, she's a mage too. I don't know if she'd be able to do anything, but she might know something.
I do. You could failing Cheney, she's probably busy enough as is, but you could always talk with Aisha about it. See if she knows somebody who's more knowledgeable in that area, I guess.
Mm.
At the
Fair.
very least.
Bring that up next time I talk with her.
Just because she's bringing in some people to help us.
Hopefully they're as sensible as her, can actually deal with this stuff.
Well, fingers
Still-
crossed.
It's still a little shaky with what we've got here right now with the detectives,
Yeah, they're
especially with what was it? Baron Schmidt? Was it?
which one's Baron Schmidt?
The one that Dagmar warned us about?
Right.
Does Aisha
Is
even
he the younger or the older one?
believe the older one?
Okay. That's a good point, actually. I'd totally forgotten about that.
It's been on my mind ever since Aisha recruited him,
I can imagine would be.
especially since now we know that Dagmar was working with Cardians.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a possibility he could have lied to us, but if he was working with us, well, not with us, but Cardians, why would he lie about that?
Well, it's another thing to sit on for the moment. Because to be fair, we've not got much to go on other than Dagmar's word at the moment.
Thinking of bringing it up to Aisha because she would probably know more about Dagmar than any of us do, seeing as though she was working with them.
Yeah,
Take his word
good idea.
more seriously than we could.
Oh no, absolutely. To be fair, I think Aisha's the prime person to take Dagmar more seriously, as it were. It is Dagmar. as much as he can transform into a literal demon from hell, he's still Dagmar, for lack of a better term.
That's why I've been sitting on it, and I'm not sure whether to believe him or not. That's why I wanted to bring that up to Aisha, because I don't know Dagmar well enough. We tried to kill him. We didn't really. There's not much we can go on from that.
No, there isn't really. But yeah, talking with Aisha would be the best idea, to be honest.
I was already planning on it about the whole thing I learned in the hedge.
Yeah. How are you doing dealing with that, by the way?
To be honest, I haven't really had a whole lot of time to think about it. With all of what's happened in the past day, past few days, hasn't really been enough time to really sit and think. It's just been making sure that we get out of these situations alive, more or less thinking about what I figured out.
Yeah.
But now that we have some downtime, now it's come up again, I definitely want to bring that up again.
By bring it up, what do you mean?
Well, let Aisha know, for one.
Okay.
Then eventually go to him myself.
Fair. Well, that's completely fair, to be honest.
No, I'm not going to keep it from them.
No. But more importantly, how are you doing dealing with the knowledge?
There were a lot of things on my mind when I found out. But we did have a few days to think about it. For me to think about it after I found out. And come to the point where neither of us knew. And so whatever happened that happened between him and I couldn't have been prevented, because we just didn't know each other, and what we were in relation to each other, we didn't know that. And so as much as I want to hate the guy, there's nothing I can do I can't stay mad at him, because he didn't know, and neither did I. I mean, I'm not gonna forget it, but
Nor should you. So then, moving forward, when you do decide to tell him, what are you planning to do about it?
What do you mean?
I mean, once you tell him who you are and who he is to you, are you just gonna leave it there, or what?
well, I feel it's fair that we at least talk about it a little bit more. I shouldn't say about it a little bit more. Just at least try and make up for lost time.
Yeah. If you don't mind me saying, you know who your biological father is now, and your mom, but only one of them's in front of you. Maybe if it's not too... Again, I don't want to impose, and you're totally free not to do this. It was just an idea, but if you wanted, maybe you could use the fact that you know your dad now to maybe find out more about your mom.
I was planning asking him about that. See if he remembered anything.
She nods.
If he doesn't, that's fair.
That's completely fair.
If he knows anything, that would be... It would be nice.
Yeah. I think it would. For both of you. God, what a team we are.
Doing so well.
We're trying. We're getting by, yeah, by the skin of our fucking teeth, but we're doing it.
We are. I don't know how, but we are. It's a miracle we all pushed through all that last night.
Absolutely. We just have to keep on pushing for the time being, I guess.
That's what kept me going. Yeah.
It will have been, won't it? And she looks to you with equal parts sympathy and understanding.
I know my night wasn't as eventful as yours, but we definitely all went through some shit. Hopefully we don't have to go through something like this again. Where it's one thing after another that just doesn't feel like it ever ends.
Oh. Just stacks.
If it does, hopefully we should be more prepared, because now we know how bad it can get.
She she smiles at that. You and I are getting in sync, you know.
Don't say that, especially with what kind of mind shit we've got going on right now.
Oh, you're right, Jesus.
I mean, I appreciate it, but that whole connection thing, it really doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, no, it never really sat right with me from the beginning, to be honest. She kind of trails off and looks off, and if you want, you can roll an empathy.
Sure. I gotta pull up my stat sheet now. I didn't actually expect to make rolls. I think I know my empathy, though, offhand, so... I do. Hey.
Hey. Oh, fuck.
Alright. Wah.
She's just kind of looking off.
Just doesn't think anything of it. He just kind of like, he's been looking around this whole time. It's not like, whatever. Yeah, it didn't sit right with me either, knowing what became of those two.
No. Funny thing about that, actually.
You see him kind of like shift his attention like back toward you.
I think I know why he killed her.
Why? I mean, apart from the
Revenge.
fact that revenge? What would she have gotten from him that would have warranted that?
It's not what she got from him necessarily. So, Finnegan's whole deal is... Well, his whole deal from the beginning has been stemming from blood soil and wanting to stop it. It's why he made them, it's why and how he ended up making the mimics. Because Infinity got it and he wanted to develop a cure. He went the scientific route. Vane, on the other hand, went down a more supernatural route.
I already see where this is going.
Yeah, and when I asked Vane about what she'd done to both Omega and Aubrey, she basically said at the lighthouse that life would find a way. And then
she got what she got what she wanted.
Yeah, she did. And then some. And then when Finnegan was talking with me last night, when I approached the subject with him, he didn't seem to acknowledge it or even respond to it. It was like there was a pause in the conversation, and he continued as if nothing had happened. He killed Vane because of what she did to Infinity, out of a misguided attempt to try and save her. He turned her into something worse, and something perhaps even beyond Finnegan's saving. Which is why he scratches at her neck.
Suppose you still can't tell us anything about her.
What do you mean? Oh,
Infinity. At least I assume that's the person that you can't talk about, or whoever it was. Whatever it was.
roll an empathy, Tomo. Particularly on that last part. Oh boy.
He wants to know.
Particularly on that last part, like when you combine like the two together, that just kind of like her face just kind of seems to stop, and there's a sudden fear in her eyes.
Am I right? Or am I wrong? I mean, I can kind of see from the look on your face that I might be right.
She looks off away from you and starts like kind of fidgeting with her hands. Very visibly biting her tongue as well. I can't say anything directly, either way.
Can you write it?
But, well, Henderson said the same thing.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's something to try, but
I mean, if it's as dangerous as you think it's going to be, to even mention anything about it, then I don't know if you should. But I feel if it, well, Arthur's not a great example, but I'm sure if you were in Arthur's shoes, knowing about this for this long, or however long he knew about it.
Tomo, for now, I need you to keep an eye on yourself for me and things around you. Let me know if something changes.
Why do you say that? See him, like, looking more suspicious now.
I'm not saying anything either way. Just let me know.
Slowly nods. Will do. I ended up getting into this shit from when I helped you guys back on that night when we at least I'll know in that case.
Just in case, don't tell, just don't tell anybody about that aspect of what we've discussed. Okay? Promise me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I promise.
This is important.
If it's as dangerous as you say it is,
It's.
you haven't
had this talk with Henderson earlier today, and he was suggesting ways to test boundaries or whatever the fuck.
Honestly, it's just safer to just not, because we don't know what will work and what won't.
Yeah, try telling Henderson that.
Well, if he wants to get into it, which I don't think is a good idea. I mean, it's dangerous enough already that you know about it.
Yep.
It's dangerous enough that Arthur knows about it.
Yep.
Seeing what...
Just let me know if anything changes.
Alright. Yeah, okay. Are you able to tell me what I'm supposed to be looking for?
I don't know. I don't know if I am able. No. But you'll know it when you see it. Let me just say this. There's a reason Arthur's as paranoid as he is. And some of it's not just due to mental illness.
Well, knowing the amount I know already about this, I can already kind of come to an understanding of why he would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know how far. I don't know how bad it is for him. And I hope that it doesn't get that bad for anyone else here, if they know about it.
She,
Do I need to roll an empathy on you?
you don't. She hugs you, Tomo. Like, she just sort of very quickly, like, she just kind of, like, looks down and you don't really see her face, and then she just kind of, like, moves over and, like, half, like, it's partway between a jump and a regular hug, and she just, like, holds you close. She's just like, thank you. I want you to promise me something. Henderson is in on this promise too, so you can talk with him about it if you want, but if I ever start getting to the point where I pose a danger or a threat to you guys because of this, or I start becoming a risk to you because of this, I want you to stop me.
Define stop you.
Prevent me. Just like how we dealt with Arthur, at minimum.
Well, I will, but I'm not on board with that idea. Don't like the idea of having to do that. But hopefully it doesn't even come to that.
No,
but...
I know. I'm very much hoping it doesn't. I've seen how bad it can get.
Well,
I don't want to get to that point.
Well,
not so much for my sake, but for you guys's.
Well, I guess the next question I'm going to ask you is, have you felt like it's getting worse for you? In terms of...
Boston, I gave myself a panic attack because I thought it might have been.
When did that happen?
Were you there? It was when a group of us went drinking together.
I don't know if I was.
But yeah, we were drinking and I thought I saw the thing in question. And in my attempts to try and confirm it, I gave myself a panic attack.
Well, I guess the only thing I have to say is just make sure that if it happens again, I don't know, just start keeping track in case it starts getting bad. Like worse than that.
Yep.
So that if you notice there's a visible jump between that and whatever happens next, if something happens next, hopefully it doesn't, then you can tell I don't know if Aisha's gonna stay around or something like that, or whoever else
Yeah.
comes in.
I hope she stays. She,
Definitely need someone like her around right now.
yeah, we do.
As much as some people might not like it, I mean, I have to admit, we definitely needed her brand of, I don't know, authority here.
Yeah. That and with her comes a wider connection to the Guardians as a whole. And because they now know through her about our situation, hopefully we can get more help. In fact,
Yeah,
I know for
hopefully.
a fact that's in part what we're getting. We're getting a therapist, first of all. Essentially. And she's also bringing in more people to help with this. I don't know who, but
Well, hopefully these new people tackle the same, well, I shouldn't say tackle the same problems, deal with them the way we do. At least try and be sensible about it.
Yeah. That, and I hope they keep the interests in the rest of the town in mind as well. Because I know it's certainly Cheney's fear that in her leadership, Aisha could very well steamroll over the interests and the lives of the people that we protect here.
It's true, but I feel like with the lengths we went to last night to save Liz,
Yeah.
we could have died out there, but we still went.
Yeah.
And Aisha went along with it. I don't think Aisha is gonna ignore the town.
No, I don't think so either.
She's definitely gonna keep that in mind.
Also, Tomo, when you say that whole bit about Liz and about like going like outside anyway to save her and to risk her life, roll empathy.
Okay.
Oh, it's a mystery.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever.
It's okay. She's okay with that.
She's friends with Liz. It's fine. It's just a friendly thing. That's it. Just friends. Strictly friends.
Yeah,
It's fine.
It's fine.
Not a crush, no way.
Not at all.
Well, it would have been like more to it than just the crush.
What?
Particularly with Tomo like saying, "Hey, yeah, we totally risked our lives and all that
Oh.
sort of business." But you missed it.
And that's totally in
Does
character for
Natalie
him.
have a guilt?
You were saying, Nick?
It's totally in character for him because he doesn't think that what he said was wrong in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, I don't think I have any fear of Aisha just straight up ignoring the town.
No, I don't think so either. I think I don't think she does. I think she's here to help, and I've been trying to help Cheney to see that. And even if she does start to step out of line, well,
I'm not sure she would step out of line.
No, I don't think she will either. But if she does, well, at least we've got experience trying to take down our bosses, right?
Like, you see him kind of deflate when you mention that.
Like her laughter is very much not proper. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like
Yeah, you definitely see him, like, kind of shrink when you mention that moment.
Still just amazed she hasn't really done anything else about it yet. 'Cause she knows.
Well, who's to say she didn't do something about it already?
What do you-
Probably could have sat down and talked with the people involved already, and we probably wouldn't even have known.
She hasn't. At least not all of the people who made mistakes that night.
Well,
All empathy.
fine. Stop it. Me care about my friend. Fucking. Gonna fucking.
Hey.
Finally. Damn.
You feel like Nat is fairly confident in what she's saying. And there's also like some guilt and regret in there as well.
She talked with you about it?
No.
She hasn't talked to me about it.
No. Did you why would she talk with you about it? Like, did you?
Well, I didn't.
I know you disobeyed the orders, but
I didn't do anything to try and kill him.
oh,
That's what you're wondering.
no. Oh,
Wasn't part of that whole thing.
yeah.
I wanted to be at the time.
Yeah, same. I did threaten him afterwards.
How
Not-
how so?
Not even directly. She just slowly puts her head in her hands. I was just so angry at the time, and it just made sense to me. Still can't believe, but it never went beyond the threat. No,
I'm sure it didn't.
no. I know it didn't. You stopped me.
What? How did I stop you from doing that?
What you said in the lighthouse to all of us when Sal was confronting you about your past. The words you said. They made me realize that in the wake of something like that, you were better than any of us gave you credit for, and I felt so ashamed that I was thinking of going against that idea.
Hey, Nat, roll an empathy for me. Get to mine in just a moment.
It all
You, you get the feeling that, like, whatever you just said to him, it definitely meant a lot more than you think it meant to him. Because you definitely see him, like, he's honestly in disbelief that, like, what he fucking said in the moment it meant something to somebody. And honestly, he's very appreciative of that.
So, yeah, you might be the quietest out of a lot of us, but she smiles at you, Tomo. Don't think your words don't have an effect.
Honestly, would have never thought, but glad whatever I said meant something then.
I'm glad it
To
did.
somebody.
I'm just glad you said it.
Nods.
That was something I didn't think I'd be telling somebody today.
I didn't think I'd be hearing that today.
No, it's a day for firsts, I guess.
I suppose.
Yeah. I'm glad we talked.
Yeah. Just wanted to bring up what I said earlier.
Oh no, absolutely.
It's because I don't know how you already heard what I said about that.
I did. Don't worry. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. Especially not a mistake like that.
Just nods again.
You of all people have had a habit of keeping me away from crucial mistakes anyway, so she holds out arms for a hug. Thank you.
He will accept and be like, and then just be like, trust me, I've made my own fair share of mistakes. I don't want people to deal with what I had to deal with for making them.
I know. That was why it meant so much. Because of that context. thank you for, even if it was in the moment, having the courage to say it. And she plants a quick kiss on your cheek, Tomo.
Hey.
Hey guys, look! I did it! I did it!
Yay! I suppose Tomo's
I got a
feelies
kiss
come
for my
screaming up
girl.
from hell.
You thought I could never do it? No, fuck you! I did.